This is Justin AMZN for Tuesday, January 21st, 2020. Take a look at the 5 minute, and we had a really nice move rallying right off of the price 1863.84. And while I'm on this price, I want to point out this candle right here at 1230, the low of this candle, which you can see up here. Look right here where the cursor is when I get back on it. Okay, right there. 1863.84 to the penny, came right down there. And I saw that candle right there. I think I saw it as it started to bounce. It This was a very small green candle, and I think that's when I saw that. I'm like, oh, I'm in. I know that price by heart. I know that price. I'm getting in. And a really crazy thing happened. I fully thought that something like this was going to happen, where it broke down below and just jogged lower. I fully thought that was going to happen, and it did. And somehow I was not stopped out. So we're going to jump over to the calls. This is the 1900 calls. So 1230 right here. And I got in four. I got in at four. So I must have gotten in on this candle because I don't think I got in. Well, maybe I got in that candle. I got in at four and a stop at 350. So I'm like, I'm fully expecting to get stopped out. I'll just lose a little. And then, when it bounces, then, I can get in, play it on the bounce. Well, it held this 342 low. So this low had definitely come in. And so that's why I think I was in on this candle or even this candle. Actually, I think I was in on this candle and I saw it over here. So it must have been this candle or this candle I was setting it up. So maybe I must not have seen it on this candle. But you can imagine that being a very small green bouncing candle, and I was trying to get in, but no, it must have been when I was over here. And anyway, saw that price, knew I was going to get in, and like I said, it somehow, for some reason, it held this low. And the only thing that I can figure was going on here, so like all the while, the puts are running up. They're moving from this price at 1230 all the way up here, so the puts are making money. And back here, so the stock's going lower. Looking at the chart, just looking at the chart, we took out the earlier low in the day, and I'm thinking this must have been a trap where the market makers did not want to give back, a nice round number call like 1900, which is way up here. Didn't want to give back any more premium for people looking to get in as that being a trap. So the price was really just held right at $4 or moving between 4 and down to 375 and then back up to 4. And it did that for like half an hour in here. And so getting in at 4, stop at 350. And I set a target at 6, thinking, okay, if I can get back up here, so that's like 11 o'clock, 10:50, 11 o'clock. That would be, let's see, back up to this range, back up to where it made a high. Well, obviously, looking at the chart now, it did that. But it, just grinded. It bounced and just kind of grinded up and then had some small candles. And I was talking about the small candles this day. Seeing some small candles, that is a great place to have some risk reward. And I thought about adding or doing something more to the position. I'm like, all right, let's see if we can just get up to 6. I'll be done. I'm already in. It was already just hovering. Let's see, through here right before 1 o'clock. The price was, where are we? Wait, did I say the wrong time? Sorry, I went too far. 1:45, 1:40 before 2 o'clock. I did say the wrong time. Okay, so it was just a little bit up. So it was up like, $50 from getting in at 4. And it's like, all right, I just wanted to get up to 6. And I'm throwing it again, sorry. I wasn't watching. After these small candles came in, I'm like, okay, it's just going to do what it's going to do. It's going to either move in my favor or it's going to come back down here. And I didn't even see it till it was like way up here. And I checked, and sure enough, I got exited right at 6. Didn't even get any great slippage or anything. Right on this candle, I was out right about that price. I just did not expect it to do that so quickly. And then obviously getting out at 6 meant I was out right here, profitable, you know, with this kind of risk reward. So in at 4, stop at 350, target at 6. That meant 4R based on a $50 R today. And I missed out on all this. And it's like, all right, I'm not going to get back in with $50. That's for sure. And I'm like, you know what? I'm happy with that today. So that was what that was how I caught some of this. But I was, you know, really just impressed with how this moved today. And had I been able to move move the target out further, like back up to 1880, that's what I was talking about the other day. It's just been bouncing back and forth between, these pivots in here. So it's been going back and forth from down here, not exactly, but this pivot to this pivot and back, and sometimes doesn't get there. But today was one of those days that it got there, and it got there in a hurry. I think this is probably the fastest it's moved up, at least in a few weeks here. At least that range, right? Or was it? That was overnight. That doesn't count. That was overnight. Oh, I'm in the wrong range. We want to be up here. So that was a quick one up here. Going up. Oh, it didn't touch it there. How am I so zoomed in? I just look at this. This day we went up like instant, pretty much. So anyway, let's get back over here and zoom back in. So had I been able to even just move the target out to 1880, well, it got to that price right here in the very next 5-minute candle. So that would have been a target at 9. There's nothing prior in this chart saying just set a target at almost 9. It'll get there, So you'd have to go back to previous days. To get a $9 price, you'd have to go back to pretty much the open on Friday on this option. And obviously I just wasn't looking at that as a potential move for the day. And so looking back at it now, thinking, well, this price held on the option while the stock was pulling back so hard here. There's obviously something going on here. And, again, if you just kind of take a step back, looking at the ranges we've been dealing with, you can see we've got this downtrend. And now this was a breakout, some kind of breakout. We were chopping on it. Now we bounced off of it, came all the way back, retraced to that same area where we really bounced off of that downtrend at the open, or just before the open, bounced off of that same price right here. I mean, right at 1860. That's right at where this. Look at this. So I hold the cursor where this downtrend line crossed, right at 1860. Just that price. It bounced there and just rallied. And here we are up here. We have a close above the last 4 bullish candles up here. So 4 bullish candles. We got to close above it. Technically, I think we closed above this one. What was this one's close? This one was 1891.30, and today's was 1882. So we technically closed above all the closes of these 5, but we closed above the highs of these 4, and that's a great place now to look for any sort of pullback to these highs or to 1880. So I'm looking for a pullback to like 1888 or 1880 and looking for just some small candles and a bounce. And I think we'll get something like that tomorrow. After 8 bearish candles in a row, I'm kind of expecting that kind of thing tomorrow. So this is going really slow for some reason tonight. I'm trying to click back over to the 5-minute. And it's not going. There it goes. Okay. So you had some opportunities to buy at the open, had some opportunities to buy here, which I did, had some opportunities to take profits here when it moved right back up to, a high and made sort of a double top, or at least held another pivot, and that we broke down from on Friday. And yeah, then with this breakdown here, a little bit of retracement, there were some opportunities to get in there. So, okay, something's going really slow. The cursor's not moving. Nothing's really moving. So I think I'm going to call it for this video and see if I can reboot and get this thing cooperating. But I'll put this and hope you enjoy it. Hope this makes sense of what's going on. Yeah, there's something going slow. Okay, I don't know if you can see the error or the warning here, but I'm going to try and close that and we'll see. All right, everything's going slow. I'm going to try and get out of the video. Sorry about that. Hope this helps. This is just AMZN. Thanks.